One thing that really impressed me is the dedication of all of taking time out of your lives to make a difference for this world. The CEO of West Hope addressed something that's very dear to my heart here in Central America, where I'm from, in the ancestors. It's about our heritage. They taught us everything we knew, how to take care of our environment, how to live within our means, how to be good stewards of the resources we've been blessed with. All over this planet we have great heritage and great ancestors that taught us that.
Say a special hello to our neighbors in San Francisco and Los Angeles, and of course our partners across the Pacific Ocean in Asia. The mountains that form the spectacular backdrop to the city of Vancouver are where several events for the 2010 Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games took place, and that's where we live. We are a community of less than 50,000 people on the edge of the ocean, in the middle of a rainforest, surrounded by glacier-topped mountains and the burgeoning metropolis of 2.1 million people in Metro Vancouver. I would like to thank Secretary General Liu Haifeng for inviting us to talk about a new way of leading on Canada and North America's magnificent West Coast. We're honored to share with you how we have taken the traditional roles of politicians and professional staff and put them at the disposal of citizens to build truly sustainable cities. West Vancouver is young. We turn 100 next year. But in our first century, we have emerged as one of Canada's special places. We have people with some of the highest incomes in the country and on the continent, and we also have a significant number of very savvy senior citizens, many of whom are on fixed incomes. One of the things that unites us is the preservation of our natural environment. How many times have we heard that today? Working groups have knit our community together in a way that provides a platform for our elected council to make brave decisions. As Gandhi says, never be afraid to open the windows of your house and let the fresh air blow through. Just be sure your house is on a strong foundation. As a parent volunteer, greening school grounds, to a more outspoken role in the banning of cosmetic pesticides, to a more outspoken role, to that of an activist, protesting the building of a highway through our wetlands, to today as an elected councillor, working on the whole package in order to defend our natural environment and take action as climate change requires us to do. So I jumped at the chance to be part of Pam's fresh approach to civic involvement. In the early days, 5 short years ago, we did not realize we were part of reinventing government.
This is in big part the change in this governance model that Mayor Goldsmith-Jones and Councillor Pan spoke about. This environmental working group has empowered staff like myself to be innovative and even aggressive in taking action on climate change. And I would suggest that we are actually taking a how approach rather than a why approach. We all know why. An example of the success from this policy, and we heard earlier about the sticks, the carrots, and the tamarines, it's an option, and it's a tool. And some of the stick tools we had at a certain time was when we were always called the water hogs in the newspapers because of our water consumption in West Vancouver. So council mandated water meters in West Vancouver and pay by use, and overnight after those water meters were put in, 20% drop in water use. 20%.
So hopefully I can talk loud enough for you to understand me. This journey began for me first with my dear old friend Noel Brown. I want to thank you, Noel, for having us here today. But it also began sitting in a dark movie theater watching a glacier melt on the screen. I've spent years working on different environmental issues on the ground, on boards, and through my work as a screenwriter. But that day, sitting in that theater, I had an interesting thought. What if the future could be a better place rather than a lesser place in a low-carbon world? And what if I could start that with my own community? I know that most people, when they hear words like climate change, especially just regular people that don't think about climate change all the time, they feel scared, powerless, and frustrated, but mostly they feel alone. So working together as a community has been a complete game changer.